The husband arrives at his wife's house with his father and sister. The daughter-in-law says curiously, "How come you all suddenly come here?" The father-in-law says sarcastically, "What's wrong? Our daughter-in-law runs such a big company, so are we not even allowed to come here and see her?" The daughter-in-law says politely, "Of course you are. Please come in, Dad, have a seat." The father-in-law says seriously, "It's been more than 6 months since you married my son. Now you are part of our family. We want your future to be good, so today I came to tell you our family rules. Son, give me those things." Daughter-in-law, listen carefully and follow these rules strictly. The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, please go ahead. I'm listening." The sister-in-law says angrily, "Who told you to sit down? In our family, when the elders are speaking, the younger ones have to stand and listen." The sister-in-law stands up. The father says proudly, "Look at my daughter. See how respectful she is. Now listen. The first rule is that within 3 days you must transfer all the property in your name, including your houses, cars, and company, into my son's name. Even though my son only went to high school, he is good looking and he is a man. A woman going out and running a business all day does not suit our family. And as for the loans on your house and cars, they have nothing to do with us. From now on you will pay them yourself. The second rule is that when we got married, we took $88,000 in dowry from your family. You must return the entire amount to us within 3 days." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, Dad, I'll return the money." The father-in-law says seriously, "The third rule is that you know my son has been married before. His first wife left behind 2 children and walked away. From now on you will spend $50,000 every month on those 2 children. Besides that, you will buy 2 houses for them so their future is secure. This is also better for the children." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, Dad, please go ahead." The father-in-law says seriously, "The fourth rule is that suddenly his neck starts hurting." The daughter says angrily, "Sister-in-law, your attitude is making Dad's neck hurt. Sit down right now." The daughter-in-law sits down again. The father-in-law repeats his point firmly. "There must not be any number or contact of another man in your phone. A married woman needs to know her boundaries and stay loyal to her husband." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "But Dad, I run a company. Most of the numbers in my phone belong to my business clients." The father-in-law says firmly to his daughter, "You explain it to her." The sister-in-law says angrily, "That's not acceptable either. You just said she has to transfer the company and all the property to my brother. Now my brother will run the company. You stay home and take care of the family. And I'm warning you, if you do anything inappropriate with my brother, I'll post everything on social media and expose you." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, is there any other rule?" The father-in-law says seriously, "The fifth rule is that I'll give you only $300 a month as spending money. You'll stay home and take care of your husband and children, so you won't have many expenses anyway. That comes to about $10 a day. If you can't live on that, ask your own family for more." The son says casually to his father, "Dad, even $300 is more than enough. What does she even need that much money for?" The father-in-law says firmly, "The sixth rule is that you are my son's wife, so taking care of him is your responsibility. That includes making him tea and water, rubbing his shoulders and back, and taking care of his every need." The wife says calmly to her husband, "You want this too, right?" The husband says casually, "This is just our family tradition. What Dad told you is only a few rules. He's already being very lenient with you, so just accept them quietly." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, I'm satisfied. In fact, I should be happy that you people are being so kind to me." The daughter says proudly to her father, "Dad, my sister-in-law really is very understanding and cares about the family." The sister-in-law says coldly to her sister-in-law, "The seventh rule is that your parents cannot come and live with you. My father-in-law and I have already decided that we're going to move in and live here with you." The daughter-in-law says in surprise, "What? My parents can't even live in the house I bought?" The sister-in-law says arrogantly, "Absolutely not. Your parents are from the countryside. Their lifestyle and standards of cleanliness are not the same as people in the city. It would be difficult for us to live with them. If they still want to stay here, there is one option. Your bathroom is big enough. Put a bed in there and let them live there." The brother says happily to his sister, "That's a great idea." The daughter-in-law says sarcastically, "Wow, these are really amazing rules. Is there anything else?" The sister-in-law says firmly, "And the eighth rule is that if my brother goes out to eat or hang out with his female friends, you are not allowed to call him and bother him. Men need their freedom and dignity too." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Is there anything else?" The father-in-law says seriously, "One more important thing. You're going to become a mother soon. When it's time to give birth, don't have a C-section. Surgery costs too much and it's not good for the baby either. You must give birth naturally no matter what." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "The way a baby is born isn't something anyone can completely control." The sister-in-law says defensively, "We're only saying this for your own good." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, is there anything else? Dad, are there any other rules?" The son says casually to his father, "If there's anything else, tell her." The father-in-law says confidently, "Not for now. If we remember anything else later, we'll tell you." "Daughter-in-law, if you don't have any objections, sign this paper." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Okay, I'll sign it. But first I want to ask you one thing." Suddenly the secretary comes in and says apologetically, "Boss, I'm sorry, but you were called in for an urgent matter." The boss says calmly, "Okay, I'll be there right away." The father-in-law says firmly, "Daughter-in-law, finish your work quickly and make sure you sign this paper." The daughter-in-law says calmly, "Dad, your family has so many rules. It's like you're running a palace. I've never seen such ridiculous rules in my life. I've stayed quiet until now because I respect my elders, but you people have mistaken my silence for weakness." With that, she throws the file down. The father-in-law says angrily, "What did you just do?" The daughter-in-law says firmly, "You people have gone way too far. Not only do you want to take my property and my company away from me, but you also want to humiliate my parents and destroy my dignity. Living with a selfish and greedy family like yours is completely unacceptable to me." The husband says anxiously, "You remember that we're married, right? And you're about to become the mother of my child. What exactly are you trying to do?" The daughter-in-law says angrily, "You stay quiet. daddy's little boy. I've spoiled you way too much. Even if you were the only man left in the entire world, I still wouldn't sign this paper. And I can raise this child by myself. You always do whatever your father tells you, right? Then from today on, stay with your father. I'll see you tomorrow morning at the registration office. I'm divorcing you. The husband says desperately, no, you're divorcing me just because you refuse to sign a piece of paper because of what my father said? The daughter-in-law says firmly, this decision is not in your hands or your family's hands alone. Then she says firmly to everyone, remember this, marriage is not about one person constantly sacrificing and compromising. A good marriage is one where both people respect each other, understand each other, and stand by each other as equals. It's better to remove a selfish family like this from your life.